Okay, welcome back to Shaving Down Under. I'm Doug. It's a Friday. And just remember, in amongst all the madness, mayhem, and uncertain times, there's three things you can depend on. Taxes, death, BBS shaving. Okay, this is a big one today. Really special shave for me. And new soap, new brush, new razor, new aftershave splash. Where shall we start? Okay, start with the razor. Look at this little beauty. Darwin razor, made in England back in the day. I believe they stopped making them production around 1930, 1940, around that time period. Made of cobalt steel, and we can see there, we can get it, the Darwin logo, and then on the other side there is a serial number. I'm not sure if we'll get it focused or not. Blade I'm using is a vintage Gillette Aristocrat blade, and we're teaming it up as a full Darwin shave today. In this jar is a shave soap from Darwin Razors. It's a company in France, and they make shaving soaps, aftershave, splash, brushes, etc. And inside is the soap. So this is just a one-off. The soap they sell, but you can buy the refills, and the jars and containers they put it into are the one-off. Real sweet summer, spring scent to it. We'll get into that in a second. Just put that there. This is the flask of the aftershave splash. So it does come with a small cork. You take off the wax seal and put the cork in, the little tube, so you can splash it. This is the front of the bottle, and this is the back. This is the soap and splash is the classic scent. And I'll just flick that out. And this is their copy of a Drake shaving brush. Now, Drake were an American company way back in the day, apparently small, but they made really classy products, and then they just disappeared off the face of the earth, really. Looks like there's scant history knowledge getting around, but it's a really nice design. Got the Darwin logo. So they copied this design. This is a two-band badger, white badger, and it's the first time I've used it. When you buy it, it actually comes in this little barrel, wooden barrel, which take off inside. So you can use it for anything, maybe a money box. Just drop your coins in there, clear out your wallet. Oof, the old badger. There's a bit of an aroma to it. I've just been soaking it probably for the last 20 or so minutes. It was a bit like wet dog. So it's come up quite nice with the lather. Just the inside. On it goes. I think there are a few big differences between badger and, say, synthetic. But what I've just noticed straight away is the badger holds onto the soap. If you notice my other videos where I've been using the synthetic, like when the brush is fully loaded, a lot of the soap just drops off when you're just putting it on your face. Now this is an organic soap as well. They're really nice. That's a nice lather. And away we go. Now I have cheated. I did give this razor and blade a test run during the week on Wednesday, just so I had an idea what I was up for. The missus did want me to go in blind with this, and I did seriously consider it. But at the end I thought, nah, let's just see what the story is with this razor. But yeah, it's a good razor. Fairly mild. Cleans out quite well. So I picked this razor up off on eBay. I actually had to borrow a little bit of money to pull this one over the line. But I wasn't going to hang around and just wait and wait. I thought because they don't come up too often. And there was one up that had a cracked cap on it. And then this one showed up and I was like, bang, let's go. There is a small imperfection in it, on the cap. There's just a little, just a nick taken out of it, but that's so small, you can sort of see it. But you've got to look hard. And I just thought, nah, it's not going to do any change the way it shaves at all. The other thing I like about the Darwin is that there's plenty of companies out around, or back in the day, that were trying to take on Gillette, but they all had very, very similar Gillette features. You know, some of the handles and all the majority of the caps, they were very, very Gillette-like. But to the credit, the people who made these Darwin razors, they went with like an Art Deco type look. I wouldn't say it's strictly Art Deco, but they went with a look that was different. Same, different. And I just think these look beautiful. And they got a really nice weight to them. They just fit nice in your hand. So the second pass. Well, I hope all my friends and anyone watching my vid from the States is safe and just keeping out of harm's way. Probably the most interesting election in living memory if you've got a few decades behind you like I have. Really any Western world election, to be honest with you. Probably since World War II. So let's hope the democratic traditions, I don't mean that from a political point of view, I just mean from the democracy itself, that all the checks and balances put along the way for a fair election are all in place and are doing what they're supposed to do. And that is a fair election. Some more important matters. Brighton take on Burnley. Brighton desperately needs a win. Desperately. Have been unlucky in some games against some big clubs. Unlucky at Man U, unlucky against Tottenham. Very, very competitive against Chelsea. So we've played some of the big teams very early in the season, so hopefully we start getting a run of games against clubs that are sort of around our sitting on the table. Although Man U aren't travelling that well at all. So there'd be some concerns there from the supporters. Closer to home, trade draft for the Australian Football League, the AFL. Bit of claret there. Got a bit of a bump on my skin there, and usually I don't nick it, but this time around I did. Yeah, well, such is life. So my team, the Adelaide Crows, had a few players walk on free agency. But the main one was Brad Crouch. Bit controversial, the compensation pick that was given. South Australian skeptic and me would say it was typical of the Victorian-based AFL. Probably pick 23 was okay, but I think it should have been between 20 and 15, to be honest with you. Essendon got a good pick for Joe Danaher, and Joe Danaher hasn't done much in 3 years due to different injuries, and gets 7. Like, Joe's a good player, nothing against him at all. He's a great player when he's on song, but you're just really taking him on trust now, and that was a taken on trust pick, 7, I can tell you. Just moisten up. Just around my mouth. Okay. Yep, that's good. Now for hopefully the last pass. No, this stuff feels so good going on. So let's give you a bit of an update on what we're doing here. Okay, the scent profile is up front. We got sweet orange, lemon zest, and lemongrass. Definitely that's there. Definitely all the way to the bank. The heart note is of ginger, which I do feel in there. And then the base note is the earthy, woody patchouli, which I haven't got as yet, but that could just be me. So, but definitely up top, that really bright, fruity, citrusy note is there. Real summery type fragrance. Really nice and classy, bit different. I probably should have soaked the old badger the day before. Got rid of some of the musky wet animal scent out of it. Probably just has overridden the lather. The thing I like about these vintage razors is who had it before me? Am I the second person in line of this? Am I the third? Man, I find it a bit interesting, to be honest with you. I can see a lot of you go, nah, give me brand new. Fair enough. I get that. I like brand new as well, so. But as I've said before, I didn't go down the rabbit hole, I went down the wombat burrow, and they are far more intricate than the old rabbit hole. And I didn't start out just to get right into it like this. It's just something that happened. Just over a few months, starting with researching how to wet shave, because I'd only ever used cartridge for 30 odd years, and then it slowly, the interest in the vintage side of shaving started pricking, and then it just grew from there. But if you're into it, you'd have to say Gillette got it right. You know, one of the last standing, the last, Chica's still hanging around, but everything that Gillette did basically is everything that's come after it's just been based on the Gillette design, just totally. And I mean that with wet shaving, double edge shaving, not cartridge. Yeah, that's pretty good. So another thing I just forgot to show is from the same company, their Allen block. So that's the design on the box. This is probably one of the best designs I've seen in ages. Like, how old school is that? Amazing. Just quickly show you the back. And inside, the Allen block. Amazing. Look, this looks so cool. I don't want to use it. Like, I do have one, and like I will be using that, but this one, they actually gifted me this from memory, and we did have a small issue with one of the products that broke on the way over to Australia. And like, this company's amazing. Like, I just can't recommend them highly enough. They really looked after me without any question. And yeah, and in the end, I was so impressed with the service. I bought the shaving brush. I don't, really, do I need another shaving brush? Probably not, but the brush does look beautiful, and the service and the way they treated me was just that good that I just felt like I should reward them, and that's why I bought it. I've cracked the bottle on the aftershave splash, so I've put the little cork in there, so that it just replaced another cork, and a bit of water on the base there. Let's see what it's all about. Now I'm a terrible judge at this stuff. Ooh, yeah, she's got some sting. Yeah, you can smell the alcohol. I was going to put a bit more on. But dries nicely on your skin. And really citrusy scent. Really nice, really nice. With the splash, it's alcohol based. It's scented with 5 essential oils, and the alcohol is vegetable based and organic. And for whatever reason, I think the type of alcohol they use, they're allowed to export it overseas, whereas some other alcohol based aftershave splashes, they can't be transported internationally, but the type of alcohol they use allows them to do that. So I highly recommend, I'll leave links, go check the links out, buy a soap, team it up with the alcohol splash. If you really like the design of a brush, get in there and grab one. They also do a synthetic brush. All this today is 5 gold stars. Just brilliant stuff. It's been interesting shaving with this. I'd probably still prefer my Gillette Aristocrat, but this is still a cool shave, and it's got a lot of cool history. Cobalt steel. There's no plating on this. This is just solid, and just fits nice in your hand. Nice little shave. Okay, it is Friday. Let's get the weekend going. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and if you like, subscribe or just hit a like. No problemo at all. And enjoy your weekend. Take care. Ciao.